After 16 years of striving to be unique, it's ironic that my humanness boils down to convenient symbols and immediate impressions. Like an incompleted jigsaw puzzle, I'm seen only in fragmented pieces. I'm not just organized number. And even though this may upset the College Board, I'm more than just a convenient SAT ranking. In a country of 270 million, a world of 5 billion, the rate of people flowing into and out of our lives is so great that creating a personal style is nearly impossible. In a mass society, differences are sacrificed for conformity and humanness for social security. As teenagers, we all know how easy it is to become part of the crowd rather than step out for what we believe in. In the following speech, Beth Simmons urges us to step out. It's Hard to Be Human by Beth Simmons. From early America's melting pot to today's claim that everyone needs milk, our differences have been homogenized to produce an era of paper people. Now, take society, fold into convenient sizes, cut carefully, unfold, and presto. Nameless, faceless, expressionless silhouettes, meaninglessly holding hands. Whoever you are, today's horoscope will apply, and the message in any fortune cookie is universally didactic. Dial a prayer, dial an inspiration, or, if you need a friend, phone dial a smile to hear 3 minutes of continuous laughing, only interrupted by a voice telling you that it's just a recording. It becomes easy to want to have things done for us by our PCs, CD players, and laptops, and just as easy is to slip into the efficiency of automatic communication. Automatic communication simply means to plug into a memorized set of responses at appropriate times. It's been estimated that 6 out of every 10 people at some point in their conversation discuss the weather. T.S. Eliot, in his play The Cocktail Party, remarked on our memorizing worthwhile to speak to talking to one another. They make faces and think they understand each other. The process of communication has become a convenient shortcut. No time to visit someone, so I'll just make a quick phone call. I don't have time to apologize, so I'll just send for you with a Hallmark card. How simple. We've become the Hallmark generation. Technology allows us to say almost any personal message in an impersonal way. Snoopy represents what is cute and acceptable, whereas an honestly written letter reflects our humanness more accurately. But there's a risk involved in letter writing. It may reveal human weakness. But who can find fault with Snoopy? The Hallmark generation's actions are based on more than conformity. They rely on security and similarity. We're secure to know that our personality is so similar to everyone else's that no one could possibly find any element of personal style. A bit of childishness, perhaps an unusual sense of humor, maybe even a tear. Perhaps the epitome of our woes is found in the TV show Full House. As we continue to be bombarded by this show through the magic of syndication, we're subjected to its sugar-coated sentimentality to the nth degree. Even though DJ will have to suffer from pressure from her boyfriend Steve, and Danny will once again have to cope with the trauma of raising 3 young girls all on his own, and Uncle Joey loses his job, you can bet in the end that all will be resolved with a big hug and a "you got it, dude." The Tanners have become an appropriate symbol for today's packaged humanness. They've created the one-dimensional person. At the end of the hour, the wrappings on the package are all the same. All the episode's conflicts neatly resolved. After all, if you miss a few programs, the Tanners have to be the same for summer reruns. It becomes easy to want to meet people in a one-dimensional manner, and subconsciously, we place the same restrictions on our acquaintances that we place on the Tanners. Don't be too different. Don't make too many mistakes. Don't change too much. Perfection is the only alternative. In short, it's hard to be human. See, we'd rather de-emphasize our rough edges and poor judgments, but unfortunately, that's what humanness is all about. In his play Our Town, Thornton Wilder describes Emily Gibbs, who returns to life only to notice that we don't take the time to look at one another and accept each other. As she turns to her mother, having matters of consequence on her mind, and father's too busy reading the newspaper, trying one last time, she stands in the center of the stage and asks, "Won't somebody please look at me? I've almost forgotten how hard it is to be human." The tragedy of Our Town is its realism and long run. It's replayed night after night in endless living rooms. It's replayed at the dinner table. And it was replayed just a short time ago in a note found in the home of the Haight-Ashbury district of San Francisco. "I'm going to the Golden Gate Bridge, and I'm going to jump off. Because no one sees me, no one understands me. But if one person, just one person, smiles at me on my way there, no one will ever have to read this suicide note." What a small inconvenience. 50 facial muscles to draw the line between life and death. Our response? Build higher fences on the bridge to prevent the jump, rather than building bridges between people. You know, to build human bridges takes time, and there's no convenient shortcut to understanding. The answer is not simply to burn all Hallmark cards, and it doesn't lie in unplugging the television set every time the Tanners come on. Rather, the answer, as philosopher Rollo May implies, is the realization of our capacity to experience one another as human beings, without like or equal. Everyone has the need to feel and be told that their humanness is special. Man has the sensitivities and consciousness to develop a quality that sets him apart from all the other species. W.C. Fields calls it style, the surest outward sign of a special and an original inward view. It's through our differences that our humanness shows through. And it's through our humanness that we can learn what life is all about. Can't you visualize a world where barriers will be broken and men will be able to cry? Can't you envision a world where prepackaged personalities will be replaced by the acceptance of one another's flaws? Can't you see a world where you will really be able to look at me and smile? All it takes is to be human.